What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol GREE for Greenidge Holdings or Generation Holdings. It's one thing or another. Regardless, this is support.com, the prior ticker SPRT. On the left-hand side, we do have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. This, of course, will be an update. We covered this stock extensively before the merger with GREE, as it was support.com, essentially, back when it was running higher. I mean, obviously, a significant amount of damage has been done to the chart from here as well as here pre-merger, but starting to wake up on Friday. So let's take a look and see what's going on here. I want to zoom in so the chart is not, completely skewed from that prior data. So that's pretty good. Basically what I'm getting at is the fact that we've closed right at a known area of resistance. You can see that right around here. Now in the post market, we made our way slightly higher, not a whole lot, but slightly. We're trading above 28. So we'll see what happens by the time the bell rings tomorrow morning. However, just know that we're kind of up here towards the upper end, not necessarily at the close, but regardless, at a known area of resistance at and around this zone. So the question will remain, do we see follow through to the upside, or do we see a pullback, which could eventually turn into a bull flag? That's the scenario that I wanted to talk about today. There was really no company-specific news that caused this move to unfold on Friday. There were a large block of call options that were bought pre-earnings. Okay, so maybe that's a bet going into earnings. No one can say for sure. It might be someone hedging a position. No one knows. But basically, that caused the spur of buying. Could it be a short squeeze? Again, no one really knows. If it is going to be a squeeze, here's what you need to pay attention to. Let's go ahead and take out this sort of imaginary tool here. Go left, not left, right for our volume bars. If it's going to be a squeeze and if it's going to continue much higher, right, into this week, then volume needs to be on par with at least 2 million shares per 30-minute bar. Otherwise, I would imagine this thing just fades back off into oblivion, as it has done in this entire section of the chart, as volume has remained muted in this entire section. So if volume wants to be on par, 2 million or greater per 30-minute bar and building, fine. Look for higher inside of support.com. Our next overhead target is here at 30.55. After that, gates kind of open up into about $40. Let's just call it that for round number's sake as an overhead target. Could it get there? Maybe. Again, only if volume wants to be on par with that elevated number, which we just discussed. From the 30-minute perspective, let's take out the Fibonacci's, come in from the low of the day here up to the high of the day on Friday, and just kind of see what was going on with our pullback areas. So obviously the first pullback did take out the 38.2, but it held the 50 to a T. You can see a perfect little double bottom in there, closed fairly strong into the end of the day, and as we know, trading higher around 28.15 as of right now. So instead of mapping out the 38.2, I would really just prefer to go off of structure, which is the 50% retracement here just above 24, and it's also kind of coinciding, not perfectly, but as a zone, generally a zone from a prior shelf in here, then congestion in here, and resistance in these two upper wicks there at 23.50. So for me, any pullbacks that kind of respect this general area, give it a little bit of wiggle room around the zone again, that's going to be a-okay. That would form that daily bull flag, which I was talking about. Maybe we get a candle that looks like this. Maybe we get a candle that looks like this. It could look like a number of things, but as long as we're above this zone of support right here, potential for bull flag is there. Breakout is still up above 27.31. If we take this area of support out, basically, again, that's just this zone right here. If we take that out to the downside, kind of all hands off, not really interested inside of support.com, especially if volume wants to taper back off into nothing, as we've seen prior to this. As I mentioned, it will likely just do a slow and steady grind lower. You don't really want to be involved in that. So that's going to wrap up my thoughts inside of support.com. Maybe waking back up, we'll ultimately have to see, but that's going to be it. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description, and all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.